When you understand why things happen the way they do, or certain reactions are expressed in certain circumstances, it's very easy at that point to handle them appropriately. As a counselor, I work with individuals and couples, and usually there are descriptions they give of themselves and their spouses. Sometimes these are good, other times they are not, and usually in those cases they pose as a worry. And that is why it is important to understand the attachment theory. Simply put, the attachment theory describes that the way in which a child is taken care of by their primary givers, the bond they build, subconsciously translates into a template which they get to understand, interpret, navigate, and build intimate relationships as adults. So what we usually find as ways in which people react in relationship usually has roots to how they were taken care of as children. There are 4 attachment styles. First, you have the anxious or preoccupied. Second, you have the avoidant or dismissive. Third, you have the disorganized or fearful avoidance. And fourthly, you have the secure attachment styles. How do this play out in relationship? For the anxious or preoccupied attachment style, you get to realize that the individual has a very negative view of themselves, but a very positive view of their spouse. This is because they have an innate deep fear of abandonment. So they literally lose themselves, dim their own selves because of lack of self-worth, so as to see their spouses as the literal better half, as in the one who is better in the relationship. So they are going to do anything and everything possible to keep their spouses. This is usually troublesome because it could result to them being overprotective, overpossessive, jealous, and they're literally anxious and preoccupied with keeping their spouses. Second, you have the avoidant or dismissive. In this attachment style, you rather see the individual having a very positive view of themselves and a negative view of their spouse. This plays out in the sense that they do not want to present themselves as emotionally dependent or reliant. So they are going to be dismissive of any circumstance or position where they are required to be vulnerable or needing the other person. So sometimes you may have conflict, and instead of this set of people apologizing, they would choose not to because they do not want to subject themselves or feel like they are losing themselves in the relationship. And of course, healthy relationships do not work like that. Thirdly, you have the disorganized or fearful avoidant attachment style. In this attachment style, you have a mix of the two. These sets of people have an unstable view of themselves and an unstable view of their spouses. So while they really want to have that connection, that intimacy, yet there is that innate lack of trust within them that keeps them back from the other person. So one minute they are confessing, oh, they really want the relationship, they are expressing their need for it. Another minute they are not showing any interest because they feel like, okay, if I get to do this, then I may actually be losing myself. So they have the fearful avoidance attachment style. Fourth, you have the secure attachment style. Here, the individuals have a very positive view of themselves and positive view of their spouses. This is actually a very healthy attachment style. This thrives with partnership. They are not overly needful of validation from their spouses. However, they understand that they are interdependent with them. This means that they are dependent on their spouses and their spouses are equally dependent on them, and you find this healthy, holistic growth which is ongoing in such relationships. Why is it important for us to understand these different attachment styles? It's because this is a spectrum. So there is no definite box anyone should remain in except that which is healthy. It is possible for you through self-development and the right input, especially with people who have this secure attachment styles, to move from the insecure, the first 3 I mentioned are the insecure attachment style, to the secure attachment style. So you may need the help to go through them. And if you are that person listening to me who has an insecure attachment style or has a spouse who has an insecure attachment style and is affecting your relationship or your marriage negatively, I strongly recommend you to seek counsel. You can reach out to me through the numbers or links on the screen, and I will be very much willing to help you. Thank you.